4 p.m. I'll open the meeting for the Hanson Board of Health. Today, Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Held in the second floor hearing room, Hanson Town Hall, 542 Liberty Street, Hanson, Mass. All members are present, along with the health agent and admin assistant. First order of business, approved Board of Health minutes from December 10th, 2024.
I'll make the motion.
Go, guys.
Oops, she's gonna pass them out.
They're in the very back of the signed one.
This one?
Yeah, is that one that says for signed?
That's for you, this is
Yeah,
the
very last page.
sign meet in the back. Have you,
No pages from the
No,
one that you sent online?
nope. Not a one.
that's not the very back, because that doesn't look like you. Those are handwriting.
Yeah, something. Yeah, did you have a chance to review?
I did, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion if someone wants to make one.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, second item is the betterment program.
Yeah, so, we had somebody come, to apply for the betterment loan. And Gail and I were both under the impression that it had to be owner occupied. The property had to be owner occupied.
I don't know.
You thought because you were here when it was originally set up, right?
Yeah. It had to be the owner-occupied family or something like that. It couldn't be used. The betterment loan cannot be used for
rental property.
rental property.
Rental property, investment property.
Right.
Property. That's
Okay.
how it was we originally set it up years ago. And I even think it's in the regulation too.
Yeah, I mean, that would
That makes sense.
make sense
So
that it's set up for a consumer, not necessarily, an investor or, rental or income property.
Right, so I just wanted the board to reiterate that is in fact
We've
the
never
case.
had anybody apply before that wasn't owner occupied.
No, but I think somebody may be applying. And I haven't asked the person if that's the case,
Right.
because I wanted to clarify it with the board first.
Okay. Do we have
I couldn't find
rules and regulations?
I couldn't find anything in any of the application or anything.
When it was set up, which is probably 20-something years ago.
Right, that was long before I started.
Yeah. Do we have any of the documentation?
No,
from
I
then?
just have from when we borrowed, not the last time, but the previous time. And all of the paperwork is the same.
And what about the people that administrate it for us? Do they have any other towns that do only owner occupied?
I don't know, I didn't ask.
The whole thing is set up so people that couldn't afford that
Right,
type-
financially, right. And it was usually residents of
I think
town.
we set this up like 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paid through your taxes. It's a low interest loan through your taxes. So how would that take someone's,
The
rezoned
commercial property, they still pay the taxes.
so, but it's the resident that takes the loan.
Right, I mean, that's
Right.
what it sounds like. It was
So
set up
those are
for
the-
Set up
a
for
low
individuals.
interest,
Yep.
loan that a consumer can get that needs to replace a system that they
Couldn't
can do
afford
so,
to.
not
And
necessarily
could go to a
for,
bank.
not for an investor or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
you
that's
would
what
concur with that then? Okay.
I would think that's what it would.
I just wanted to double check before I go and open
I
it.
prepared because I was the original signer of the loan. So one of the original.
That's what it
signers
was
of the loan.
intended for.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna take things out of order a little bit. I think the body art regulation and licensing stuff's gonna take us a little while, so
Mm-hmm.
can we just jump to septic systems for the septic plans here? We got 3.
Mm-hmm. And Pat is here
Yep,
first.
Pat's
so-
here for 240 Spring Street, so we'll do that first. Get Pat out of here.
Downside passing.
You don't want to listen to the rest of the stuff, do you? You can stay.
Kevin, I'm so used to this stuff now, but.
Riveting stuff.
We'll let you break that up and separate it, Kevin.
All right.
Just read it.
I'll move that over
I'll
there.
sort of skip.
So what we have is an application for a septic repair for 240 Spring Street. It's a 3-bedroom system.
Let me share it out.
Designed for 330 gallons a day.
I usually like to review.
Designed by PMP, and representing PMP is Pat. Your last name?
Correct.
Pat Carrera.
So so this is, you notice, a three-bedroom repair for the existing dwelling at 240 Spring Street. We did receive a review from Jim Donovan, a couple of minor items we had to address. He wanted the 3-inch difference from the septic tank clarified. He wanted to confirm that we had enough separation from the northern property line. And he just wanted to make sure that the vent of the D-box was called up the plans to take care of those, we resubmit the revised
That's the notes,
plans.
but where are the,
So what we're asking for is a local upgrade approval for the reduction of the separation to the water table. Soil testing, Colin McSween witnessed it. We had groundwater at 40 inches in one of the test pits. So we've designed, we're holding 3.12 feet above the seasonal high water table at the bottom of the infiltrator chambers. And this is basically allowing us to use a poly barrier so that we can grade on the site without needing to put a retaining wall on that northern side or having a really massive mound right behind the house. So that's what we're asking the board to approve, and I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Trying to find the variance in those.
yeah, that's what I was looking for, the variance now, am I blind?
It's right to the right of the legend on the plan.
This,
So
oh, it's this big. You're saying the one that's this big?
Separation from the SAS to groundwater to 3.
Okay.
1 foot reduction.
It's usually over here, and it's not that big.
And all the, as Pat had stated, all the review comments from our review
They were
engineer.
completed and it was
Yep, it was just 3 items he just went over that have all been addressed, just.
okay. That's fine.
No concerns.
No?
No.
I'll make a motion that we accept.
Second. Oops, sorry.
I was just gonna say the plan for
Yeah.
240 Spring Street.
And second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, fantastic, thank you very much.
You're still welcome to stay.
No, I can go beat my face off my computer for another hour, so. I'll have a great evening.
Is that your jacket?
Mine.
Oh,
Don't give
okay.
him my jacket.
Just wanna make sure. Bye, Pat.
Okay, well, we have, once this is all together, with clip, you keep the clip, she'll be after us.
Keep it.
No, not unless you live a deposit.
Do we want to just finish these other 2 up real quick, just so all the plans
Yeah,
are done?
and then we can send that to him.
All right, so this is, the next plan is for 161 Winter Street. It's a condominium complex. This is for units 7 and 8. For you, sir? You want one, or you want to work on with her?
Oh, yeah. This is simple.
Now that I can find the variance, it might be easier.
So this is a 4-bedroom design, 440 gallon per day, installing a new 1,500 gallon septic tank, D-box, and 20 by 36 leaching field. And
Request. Approval.
so they're looking for a variance. They're looking for a variance from the maximum of 36 inches cover over all system components, and they're looking to deviate from that to have up to 42 inches of cover on the leaching field.
Are these all units that share systems?
But this system serves units 7 and 8.
Right, no, but I'm, each, like 2 units
I would,
shared unit?
I would assume.
Yeah, because I know there's one like that on,
Yep.
Just looking at the plan, I would assume
Yeah.
7 and 8 share, 1, 9 and 10.
and 9 and 10 do, and then 11 and 12.
But they, all 4 could be on one field down there, I'm not sure. But this is specifically for.
For
units
7 and 8.
Correct.
Yep,
So they're asking for an increase in the overall cover,
the height.
the height, yeah?
So it's gonna be more mounted? Or just up
No,
higher?
the system's essentially deeper in the ground, possibly due to grading issues or the existing pipes coming out of the house. But
Yeah, I think it's a plumbing issue.
They don't have a groundwater issue, apparently.
And the weight of the extra 6 inches is not a problem. That's like the,
It's been done before. It just Title V states that it's a maximum of 36, I believe, and that's why
And then one of them.
they want to allow a little more cover over it.
The existing systems are pits now, and they're deeper in the ground.
Right.
It's due to plumbing. I think they're all walkouts too.
Yeah,
so.
due to existing plumbing and then probably site grading.
So I guess I'd question, is there any parking over it, or is this just lawn, it says lawn?
It's all on-
No, it's like paid parking is further
No, it
further back too.
feels like it's just walkway and then,
I don't have concerns.
walkway and then yard.
Yeah.
There was one typo on the system profile, septic tank inlet. It was a typo there, 4350, and it should be 9350.
So did they fix it?
It should have.
It should have been-
Yeah, 1625, it fixed it.
Okay.
9350, yep, they corrected it. So it looks like the one review comment was addressed.
Okay. I will make a motion to accept the plans for 162 Winter Street, Unit
161.
161.
Yep.
I might add it, 161
Unit
Winter Street.
7 and 8.
Unit 7 and 8.
A second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, three homes.
I'll let you flip it because you're good at it.
There you go.
Right,
Right,
and the
I'm
last
gonna put it
thing
back
we
there.
have is 324 Holmes Street.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That is also a 3-bedroom design for repair.
Repair. Yes. Is what they call it.
Now, this is, you said something about this was previously approved, right?
Yes,
This was previously
it was
approved?
previously approved and then they decided to do away with the pump,
Mm-hmm.
so they resubmitted.
Here, yeah, this is a letter from the design engineer. It says they've decided to elevate the plumbing in the cellar to eliminate the need for a pump.
Let gravity do the work.
Yep.
Okay.
There were review comments on this. This was the review when it was originally designed, 11/6/24.
Yes, they should all be in there. What's the next date on that one?
Oh.
Said there was,
this one.
well, there's two.
Yeah, there's one from the original and then it was approved.
Oh, okay.
And then there should be one, I
So
think
is
it's in
that 10?
December.
I can't see if that's 10.
What's the date on
Yeah,
that?
10/28/24.
So that was
So the
the one on top would have been the most
yes,
recent.
so the November one is the most recent, and there's 3 comments. Mag tape, right?
Yeah, that was on 10/28, and then 11/6, it says no further comments. Well, 10/28, it says, yes, it, not sure I'm understanding this correctly. That was the 10/28 one on the top.
Here's the other one
I
in
have,
his hand.
I have
No, I
the
want
other
to see
one.
when you signed it.
Oh, the first one when you
There
signed
it is. I
it.
knew it was December.
So there's 3. This must be the old one then.
Maybe the
Yeah, so it went
revisions
out
were of November and we didn't do
1,
it till
2,
December
3,
meeting.
yes, 3 times.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Yep.
why I appreciate
Yep, yep,
so
yep.
looking
So
at-
this is the
those
most recent from
10/28,
December.
11/6, and then 12/13.
Yep.
So there was
Okay.
3 review comments on this, and I actually spoke to the design engineer about this because on the plan, there actually, 2 of them are on there, and the third one is really not something that has ever come up before. But the 2 easy ones is add note to the plan for magnetic tape, and that is actually up on the very top. It says all system components, including
Yep.
connection piping, shall be marked with magnetic tape.
As
And then
required.
2, show breakout elevation on the plan on the system profile. And that right there is top of chamber 8110, and 8110 is the top of the breakout barrier.
Yep.
So that shows the breakout on the profile. And then the other one was check nitrogen loading, which nitrogen loading, I've never heard it come up on a repair of a system unless there was an increase. And even so, you typically don't get into nitrogen loading calculations unless the system is in like a zone 1, a zone 2, or a nitrogen sensitive area which is served by a well and a septic system. Even so, the calculation you have for that is 10,000 square feet for every bedroom of land. So the lot would need to be bigger than 30,000 square feet for a 3-bedroom, which is clearly bigger than that. It's 66 acres. So I've never seen that come up on a repair of a system. So I don't know if maybe he had the wrong plan he was looking at or confusion or something, but even if that was relevant, they're well over 30,000 square feet. They have 66 acres. So
Yeah, that's more than enough.
so I don't know if something just happened with those notes, but as far as I'm concerned, all the review comments are addressed around the plan.
I don't see any wells nearby either.
No, if there were, they would have had to locate them. Right. Yeah. So what they're requesting for relief is just to allow the use of a sieve analysis instead of a perk test. And it's a 3-bedroom system. They didn't do an increase in flow. It's an existing 3-bedroom. They're putting a 3-bedroom in.
That's my thing then.
Do you have any questions on that?
Nope. Nope. I will make a motion that we accept the plans for 325, here I go, 324 Home Street.
A second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
It's weird. Nitrogen testing.
On the permit application, it's signed 11/12/24 when it was originally approved. You want me to just redate it and re-sign it?
Yes,
Hello?
please, yeah. Thank you.
Alright, so that takes care of that. So do we want to jump back to, I keep trying to stay a little close. Do we want to jump back to the
Yeah,
body art regulations, licensing, all that?
sure.
Okay. Alright. So,
Is it all one packet?
Well,
I'm gonna give it to you and then we'll figure out.
boy.
no.
Because I thought they were all.
That first packet is the original permit.
Yep.
The second packet,
We have two separate businesses here though, right?
Correct.
Okay, so which one?
The regulation should be,
Pull your chair up over here.
so this is Samantha and Nicholas.
No, this is, so I'm Samantha.
Yeah,
This is
Chris, I'm sorry.
Nick,
Chris.
Nick isn't here.
No, I know that, he's not supposed to be here. I'm not, like, all the names are getting, and what's, you're just here?
Rachel, yeah. I'm just.
Hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm here for support.
Okay. So, that's these guys. They're not here. So that's all these guys. That's the original permit
Okay.
for establishment as well as for
The zoning permit and then-
Samantha.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the establishment for Sinners and Saints. This is Samantha's application for renewal,
Mm-hmm.
and this is Chris's application for apprentice. That's new. This is Nicholas, who has not been an apprentice long enough to apply. He has to be an apprentice for 2 years, and according to any of the documentation here, he does not meet that qualification.
Okay. All right, so how do we want to take this from order? We want to handle the...
I would do this one first,
No,
because that's the establishment,
Okay.
and that's a renewal.
Okay, so,
Samantha is a renewal as well.
and the annual,
Correct.
all right, so what we have here is a renewal for a body art establishment permit for Sinners and Saints Tattoos, 1000 Main Street. Okay. You are Samantha Norris. Okay. All right, and this was already permitted back within the last year, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the date is on the other packet. The one to the right, to the left, rather.
January.
So they received,
October 15th is when that was the
yeah, they
meeting.
received
Okay,
October
there you
8th,
go.
they received zoning permitting, and then,
Those are the permits.
23? Or 24?
24.
20,
24.
oh. I thought they were here longer than, I thought they'd already
Yeah,
been here a
October
year.
15th.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was October 15th, 24, and it's only good till December 31st, 2024?
And just to be
So-
clear, Samantha is not on the agenda because hers is a renewal.
Yep, okay. I don't believe I was actually here for this meeting when
No,
you guys.
No.
No?
So I don't know if you guys have.
So was
any-
this an original? So is this,
Those that he's holding right now,
These are
those are the
Renew.
original permits.
Yeah.
Right.
She's now renewing,
okay,
but there are others that she wants to hire.
okay.
That's why I
All right.
gave you
These are
everything,
Employees.
yeah,
just so that you can see the whole picture.
okay.
And the final inspection on this facility has not been done yet, because we gave her time to do the petitions and all that stuff.
Okay.
Then there, but the final inspection will probably be in the next 2 weeks. Everything's all set up, employees are there and everything, so we'll do the final inspection.
So you're ready for a final inspection over there? It's just a matter of scheduling it?
Yeah, we have one.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's just
So-
pending a final inspection.
Any final
So any
inspection.
decision can be pending final inspection, okay. Did you guys have any questions?
I had a
for her?
question, so right now, is it just you?
Yes.
So, and you're looking to bring on an apprentice?
So, well, I was looking to bring on Nick as an artist, but I was unaware that Nick had further time due on his apprenticeship. So this is like formally the first time I'm.
Yeah, so if you look at the paperwork that was submitted, the dates don't add up to 2
You know
years.
how long he has left?
I have to look at it, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, and then I'm looking to bring on Chris as an
Right.
official apprentice.
Right.
Let me just hand this to her for 1 second.
Okay, so as far as Samantha goes in the business itself, do we have any questions or concerns with the renewal of that?
Have you opened yet?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
determined.
Okay.
So we'll all go.
Okay, all right.
Jill just said that they're pending just the final inspection.
Yeah, I mean,
of-
she's
of
not
this-
open and operate,
Right,
because
right.
the final.
They did a little remodeling,
Okay,
Yeah.
oh, they're putting the, you
Yeah.
said partitions up.
Yeah.
All right, so you're trying to add 2, but this one may not have enough experience.
but we're gonna kind of handle those like separate.
Separate?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
So
those. So
is
this
this
is really just the
renewal?
application. This is the application just for the renewal of the business itself,
Okay,
for her and the business
Yes.
itself, and we'll handle
Yeah.
the practitioner applications separately.
okay. This all goes, but she's the owner. My only question would be is how, she only did this in October, so it's not gonna be an issue. But in the future, in terms of education, how, do you have to do education every 2 or 3 years to maintain your
So
license?
So if you get like a high school, so anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, that's
Yes.
that's a college accredited course.
Right,
So, depending on who you take your first aid, CPR, AED, all that through.
that's every 2 to 3 years.
It'll say it on the documentation itself.
Okay,
So it's just whatever programs and permitting you go through, get your certifications for, it typically says it at the bottom. And then each town, from what I've dealt with in the past, they'll say, we take accreditation from this, like OSHA certified is typically what you guys require.
Yep.
And that's usually 2 years on first aid, CPR, sometimes you can purchase it for a year.
okay.
So one of the questions I have is the piercing. You're not doing any piercing there,
Absolutely
correct?
not.
Okay, actually, no piercing, okay, just wanted to clarify that, so.
When we met last time, you had finished your A&P, and you used to have a business in Bridgewater.
In Wareham,
Where? That's right.
and Onset Center.
Yep.
We've been open since 2006.
Right.
That's hers, so.
So just so our motions and everything are correct, Teresa, so we have an application for the business.
Uh-huh.
We have
Establishment.
an application for practitioner for her.
Yep.
And we also have an application for,
Chris.
an application for, Chris.
Correct.
For an apprentice.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have, we went through this same package.
Okay.
last year, late last year.
So, do we wanna go with the establishment and then the people?
Yeah, I think we can make a separate motion.
Yeah.
On the establishment, then we can go through these.
Okay.
I did have one question. Are you still using the same waste disposal vendor that's included in that packet, or
Yeah.
did you change? Okay.
No, and she submitted the, proper paperwork for that. Sarah
was-
Cycle.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the new, that's the
Yes.
one that you're
Yeah.
going with.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. That was the
Okay.
change from last time, and that's the correct.
There's, Sarah Cycle's in there, because
Oh, no.
initially it was somebody else.
And then they
They're
probably
not
didn't
permitted
service
in
this
Hanson,
area.
so she,
Yeah, I remember that. I
switched
figured,
to- yeah.
Terry Cycle.
Thank you for that update.
Gil, do
Okay.
you have any concerns, Gil?
Well, no, just the people that are working there, you know, she should provide a list of everybody that is working there. And, we have,
Well, she's the
Well, as
only
of right
one.
now, she's the
She's
only
the only one
That's the
permitted.
only one.
is there a receptionist or anything like that? Anybody else
No.
working in that facility?
It's not
Currently.
necessary.
Right. I would think.
So right now, we just have an establishment, and she's the only practitioner
Yeah.
right now, so she's the only one working.
The only employee. You don't make any
Pending
money
the
if
outcome
you
of
pay
these, we could request a list
Yeah,
of
I
employees, I
think-
guess.
Huh?
Well, no.
Pending the
it's
outcome
part
of
of-
these, I guess we could ask for a
Because
list of
the
employees, but right
adopters,
now.
Right, right now.
we adopted body art regulations years ago under the state guidelines at the time, and it's never been visited or refined or anything since we did it, what, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? So-
Yeah, probably 10 or
Yeah.
11 years
So it
ago.
hasn't been refined at all, so, you know, we basically have like 2.5 establishments at the time now, and we should
Right.
look it over again.
can.
Revise it, so.
Generally, they don't have receptionists because you have to make money to pay
Okay,
people.
I'll entertain a motion for, the body art establishment permit for Sinners and Saints at 1,000 Main Street.
Okay, I will make, a motion to approve the body art establishment permit
You wanna add
for renewal
Yes.
for Sinners and Saints at 1,000 Main Street in Hanson.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? All in favor for the renewal?
She could
Aye.
take notes.
Okay, aye.
Yep.
Okay, so the renewal is approved.
So in your absence,
Yeah. I appreciate it.
we, accepted,
Thank you.
we did made a
My
motion. I
computer's
made a
not
motion.
working, so I can't take notes.
Oh, okay. So, I made the motion.
Oh, thank you. So this is for Sam.
Approval of.
Body art permit,
Okay,
The
establishment.
establishment, Sinners and Saints.
Yep, Sam, Arlene.
You
And again, this
seconded?
is not on the agenda because it's not required to,
Yep.
It's
because
not a hearing.
It's a renewal, yep.
Arlene, and then Peter, 3-0. Okay.
Okay, so next up, we have an application for renewal, also for a body art practitioner for the owner, for Samantha Norris. That same business, this is the practitioner renewal. Do we have anything for this that we need to revisit since the initial, I'm assuming that was also permitted in October?
Yes,
This is
Yep,
all
done at the same time.
What was changed from October was updating the paperwork for the waste disposal vendor, and that has been done.
Okay.
Right. Do we have your CPR
Everything's,
in here? It's in the folder, but not here. Not here.
it's probably attached to the establishment one. Yes, I have all the paperwork for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be my only question. I see the Stericycle. Liability.
Maybe look at the original one, because nothing's changed since it was like 2
Is this
months.
the original?
These are checked off here, if that helps you.
No, the dates. She's had it, I just wanna know the
Look at
date.
the original one with the permits on them.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
That's-
Not the establishment, the other one.
That's the original one. Original.
That's zoning. Don't care about them. Just so we know when it's up for renewal. That one just says every 3 years, but it doesn't say when. (7/5/24), and it's good for 2 years.
Mm.
So, I should make a note of that somewhere. 'Cause I'll ask
That's,
the
that's
question again.
her
That's a-
responsibility. That's not my responsibility.
No,
Or your
okay.
responsibility.
All right, well then I'll just dig through the next time we have to.
Right, because when she has to resubmit, if it's not
Right,
done,
but
then
nobody else is.
she won't get a permit. But I'm sure she knows that.
Okay,
So-
so I will make,
Peter, do you have any questions or anything on the renewal here?
I do not have any questions on renewal.
Okay.
We went through much of this last time.
Okay.
okay, so I'll make a motion that we renew the permit for Samantha Norris.
Yep.
Because I'm reading something different. It's Saints and Sinners.
I second.
Okay.
Sinners and
That's
such.
for the practitioner
Sinners and
license.
Sinners.
Renewal of the practitioner license.
Yes. Permit.
I second the motion for the renewal of the practitioner license for the owner, Samantha Norris.
Yes.
That's the nursing thing.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so lastly, we have an application for body art practitioner permit for Christopher Suchi, sorry about that. At the same address, Sinners and Saints, 1000 Main Street. So here on the application, the internship and training was done by Samantha Norris,
Is being done.
is being done, I'm sorry, yeah. And you are currently already working?
He's in-house, but not
I'm in-house.
practicing. He's,
I don't,
yeah.
Yep. So I have here Bridgewater State University Certificate of Completion for Human Anatomy and Physiology.
Morning.
Same thing for Human Anatomy and Physiology 2. Certificate of Completion for Bloodborne Pathogens Training, which is, it's valid for a year from June 2024, so it's good for another
And I
6
think
months.
CPR might have been up
It
there.
was in the front.
Yeah, in the front.
So the CPR was done 11/4/2024,
Right,
valid
for 2 years. Yep. And that's all that we require.
On the front of the application. Everything
Okay.
that's on the front of the application is required.
There was a checkbox on there.
So there's
The anatomy's there.
skin diseases, disorders, and infectious disease control. Those are both not checked. I don't know how that's typically handled. It's kind
So
of
how we
newer to me, but
discussed that last time is A&P 1 and 2, bloodborne pathogens versus CPR covers a blanketed statement of that.
Mhm.
So it's kind of, there's no specific, like,
Separate?
course for that. It's covered actually extremely in depth between anatomy and physiology 1, never mind 2. So I don't know if that was something that maybe could possibly be revised in the application itself, because it is a repetitive between all of which has already been asked. And I've never seen that or been asked of that from any other licensing town or state that dealt with Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Maine.
Do you have the regulations over
I
there?
do.
He's
I saw
looking
them
through.
earlier.
Okay, good.
He hasn't, he's looking for.
I have a blue
So-
box around our regulation.
That's
I
ours.
can't remember.
Now, was there a separate area for an apprentice? I don't think I saw a separate
I
area
don't
for
believe
apprenticeship.
so.
No,
Just that you have to be apprentice for 24 months.
Right, but there was an application for a practitioner permit, and that's what,
It's the
We're
same
looking at-
application.
okay,
Is that the state one or ours?
no, this is ours.
Yeah, that's the part right there, yeah.
And for, where are we?
I think it's like the third paragraph, maybe.
I think it's this one, successful
Yeah, but-
completion of a course, prevention of disease transmission and bloodborne pathogen taught by an instructor. Then it talks about OSHA course, and
This came up before and somebody had taken a class in Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
it does,
Yeah, but I
that,
saw that.
that's
So
what
they
we
do
had
that
had before.
annually,
I
they
think.
do it once or twice a year. I've talked to her, Irene. So she said that we could go through that, but considering of what we do, like A&P anatomy, so what they do is they'll offer that course if the town doesn't require anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. So because those are college accredited courses that cover that so in depth, the town strictly don't require a skin course for tattooers, and which is what they offer.
Mhm.
And that covers bloodborne pathogens, first aid, CPR, which is
Yep.
everything you guys are asking for. in that course that they do offer is a
Mhm.
micro scale.
And who's they?
Zaza Inc. is the tattoo studio that provides that.
No, that's
course
not
she's
who,
speaking
no,
of.
we were talking about, the Quincy Board of Health offered a course on all of that.
Okay.
I don't.
So is that instead of AMP 1 and 2?
No, no, it's
In conjunction
in
with.
conjunction with, yeah.
I'm not sure if they still, offer it, but I
So
know
that's
they
something I'm gonna have
did.
to do in addition to everything.
No, cause
else, because this is
I
very
can't say what you have, cause I haven't memorized what all the classes
Oh, I
that you
have
have.
memorized.
Yeah, you do, I don't.
Yeah, I went to college just to do this for you guys.
I would bring it up
So,
on my computer.
part of this too, it does say the applicant shall provide documentation of successfully completing passing C or better courses from a college accredited by the New England Association of School and Colleges or comparable accrediting entity on the
Yeah.
on the following subjects. So, I mean, it looks like it does give us some lateral movement here to accept other,
I think that's why before we took the Quincy classes.
yeah, it does,
Right,
it does give
right.
us some discretion
From
to
another
accept.
applicant.
We did.
So it's one or the other, technically not in addition.
No, it's in addition to, because this specifically says, a course of college, let me see. It's anatomy and physiology is there, skin diseases, disorders and conditions, including diabetes. In anatomy and physiology, you're not gonna get,
Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, you do. I have a whole outline of both courses and 2 big black binders. I can
For the immune
chapter
system?
and subsections, yeah. I can cure cancer right now.
Mhm.
It's wild.
If only.
Yeah.
Here's the state regs. I printed those out too.
right. Are they this?
Oh, this is the
Oh.
state, yeah.
Okay,
Because we can't be any less stringent than the
then the
state.
state.
Looking at them, but-
But I knew that there was a class that this person took that covered all of that. I just knew it was in Quincy.
Yeah, we can be stricter, we can't be less.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Guys
yeah,
are Actually more than,
Yeah.
definitely not less.
No, that would be illegal.
So what we're looking at now is to determine if the minimum state regulation includes a course
Skin
for
disease, right.
skin disease. Or if it's covered as part of, or if it's not explicitly laid out in the state regulation.
Training for all practitioners shall be approved by the board. Bloodborne pathogen training or equivalent, which includes infectious disease control, waste disposal, hand washing techniques, sterilization equipment operation and methods, and sanitization, disinfection, and sterilization methods and techniques. First aid and CPR. Let me see. The examples of courses approved by the board include preventing disease transmission, bloodborne pathogen training courses provided by professional body art associations or organizations. And then what's in here about an applicant for body therapy practitioner shall provide documentation acceptable to the board that completed a course of anatomy, complete an examination of anatomy.
This is an overview.
So it's listed as 2 separate things. Anatomy and physiology,
That provide, tattoo practitioner permit shall provide documentation acceptable to the board that he or she has completed a course on skin diseases, disorders, conditions, including diabetes, or completed an examination of skin diseases, disorders, and conditions, including diabetes. Yeah, so ours is more stringent than the,
I think
than the
this one-
state.
that's
So
the
if
state.
that says the,
This is the state,
Right.
yes.
That's the minimum
Ours
requirement.
is saying the same thing though.
This is the,
Except that it calls out skin disease, disorders, and conditions, including diabetes, as a separate line item. But this is within a subsection that says, or comparable accrediting agency for the following subjects. And this is, so the question for the board is,
Yep.
does the AMP course and other documentation provided by the requester meet the minimum state standard? I think we agree that it does. And is there flexibility in our standard to approve based on the state that's not laid out in the state standard and the line that says or comparable accrediting entity?
Which the state mentions, the accrediting agencies.
And Ms. Norris provided feedback that the AMP course 1 and 2 does cover skin infection disorders and conditions, including diabetes, that it was covered in her course of study through Bridgewater State.
Right. The other thing, infection control, was another thing that's mentioned.
That's what a flip on happened because
Mhm. Right. Did you take a separate?
it's in there.
Okay. So the bloodborne pathogens would definitely cover it.
I do not have concerns.
Okay, just so we're on the same page, this is a new application for Christopher Susi.
Who also took A&P at Bridgewater State
Yeah.
University
Yes.
1 and 2.
Yes.
Bloodborne pathogens, CPR.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the
Yeah, it was just these like treated as separate line items
Right.
that aren't checked, but they're rolled into, essentially, we're considering they're rolled into these other line items. These two that are broken out, infectious disease control, skin disease disorders, that we're considering that they're included in the other items that were submitted.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to do some research. But
So what's the will of the board on the apprentice application?
my only other question would be, where is he on hours? He needs how many? 2 years?
He's 24 hours. I mean, 20, yeah.
24 months. Yeah, it's usually like 2 years and
Oh my
2,400 hours, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whichever he gets
Is
to
there a way
first.
that we can document that? If he hits 2,400 hours before the 2 years, because
It
he's.
doesn't, I don't think our regulation says 2,400
Oh,
hours.
okay.
I think it says
Just the
24
state says
months.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so when it would start when the permit's issued.
Yeah, it's just evidence
All right.
satisfactory to the
Tomorrow.
board of at least 2 years actual experience. Does specify 2 years.
So,
Doesn't
Okay.
actually say how many hours, but
Okay.
assuming.
Yeah, maybe
Years.
the state regs
It
might
says
say
years.
that, but our regs don't.
Okay.
okay.
I can send you a
And this-
I can
and this is
send
an
you a
apprentice.
copy of the regs.
So he's starting the application now, so in 2 years, then he could become a practitioner.
It's like
Right.
gray area.
This is an apprentice permit.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I just had another question too, on the, this may be a question for you.
Hmm.
On the actual permitting this time, do we get like a license number on them?
No, I can make one up though.
Because I never.
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
sure
'cause there
if I had
normally
my
isn't
brothers
one.
Too, they asked, do you have a permit number? Like we do conventions and stuff.
Yeah, I can add a permit number to it. That's easy enough.
Because for his apprentice application, it asked for my license number too.
Yeah. I don't have one, but I'll make one.
Thank you.
All right, so what's the will of the board here on this apprentice application?
Questions answered?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
Okay. I will make a motion that we, let me see, Christopher Susi would be permitted as a body art practitioner apprentice. I was definitely gonna do that.
Okay, do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be signed by him, right?
No, I'll make it effective tomorrow, just because it's like the start of the day. And then, what's tomorrow,
Revisit the
Wednesday?
application, to
Yeah,
understand if
so,
AMP 1 and 2
yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't feel that it does, and
Yeah,
my concern is the sterilization and.
You can come in and pick it up, like if you wanna come in on Thursday and pick it up? Yeah,
and they can take bloodborne pathogens.
yeah, you want him to pick up your stuff too?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, yes,
For next meeting, could you also include body art regulations on there, just,
sure,
in the interim, just so we can review
yep,
and possibly modify if the board sees fit?
Yep.
This isn't something we get a lot of, so that's why we,
Ooh, now we are. In the past, we
we're trying to
didn't.
learn this as well as apply it at the same time, so, yeah.
So
So,
the final inspection will be within the next 2 weeks. Your full inspection.
so Christie,
Regulations under
at some point on Thursday.
Or no,
Pick up
is
those.
it body art or no?
Don't come in first thing in the morning though, 'cause
Yeah, it is body art, but that's
the state model in this was,
hours. Okay, it doesn't have to go to public.
no,
We need to have a meeting.
So the rationale behind our exception to our own policy was the comparison to the state and feedback from Samantha Norris that A&P covered the concern.
Right. And so if that's the case, then do we need to still have it on the application?
Right, that's what's up for next.
Okay, so we do have,
I'll look up the, Bridgewater, syllabus. My computer's not working, so I can't do anything.
I don't believe we have anything further for you, right?
No, no.
You guys should be all set.
Stay here and be
Thank you.
fluent.
Don't forget the sippy cup.
If you're interested in local government, join local government.
So we do have one other,
Well,
Hold on.
there's
not for them, but there's another,
two other, one's a renewal and one's new.
Oh, okay, so,
but did we have one more that was,
yeah, but not with them.
It's different,
okay,
It's
different
the-
business, okay.
yeah, different business. Yeah, bye, have a good night.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
So the regulations, we're gonna roll that into next month again.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause that's where I was getting confused with the
With the state,
anatomy
I
and
don't,
physiology and
I took anatomy a long time ago, but
and
I don't
then
remember it
the
having.
skin disease. I was like, all right, well, what covers what? And is
And I'd like to know where that guy took the Quincy.
it was at the Quincy Board of Health.
What, and is sure?
I'm positive because if you look in
Peter
his-
said he was gonna review them for us, and,
What, the anatomy and physiology syllabus?
no, he's gonna review our regulations and
Oh,
modify.
So that would be
them for the next
good,
4 weeks.
you know?
I'm just kidding.
I know he didn't.
Not this.
He had that deer in the headlight look.
He didn't,
Again, I
he
don't
didn't.
This.
I'm comfortable.
I must be losing it, I don't remember saying that.
Okay, so do we wanna
So
look
this
at
is-
the last application?
It was the very first person that came in,
Yep, that's this right here.
I remember him. You can't talk when she's doing things, she's sidetracked.
Yeah, 'cause I want to, because what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm. I just knew it was Twinsy, I didn't remember the Board of Health unit. Jacob, what does it say there?
Skin course for the body artist.
Yes. So this is what he took and what I was saying to them, and they took it through the Quincy Board of Health. I don't know if it's still offered through the Quincy Board of Health. I'm not sure, but that was the reasoning behind them not having.
Help me understand. What I inferred is that bloodborne pathogens, the skin course through the Board of Health and CPR would be sufficient to meet the minimum state regulation. And
Not,
our regulation
plus-
includes A&P.
no, state is A&P as well.
State is A&P
They're
as well.
separate lines. So she mentioned one first, and as she went down the line, A&P was there as well. They're separate.
Mhm.
They're
But-
separate entities.
So my understanding is that anatomy and physiology is required for piercing. It's not required for just tattoos.
Yeah.
So I know over here, Capilli is not doing piercing. They have agreed not to do piercing, and they reiterated it today because initially, when she was first permitted, I asked piercing, and it's on the recording, no, we're not doing any piercing. So that's what the anatomy and physiology is for the state. Our regulation doesn't differentiate between piercing or tattoo. It's just listed under the regulation.
I think for tattooing though, you still would need it.
That's the board's discretion. If it's within our
Yeah,
policy,
that's
I
up to you
support that.
guys.
No, but I mean, in order to do piercings, you definitely need it, but to do tattoos, you need it as well.
Yeah.
So I would be
I'll see if
surprised
I
to
can
see.
get the syllabus for what it actually covers.
Yes,
I was trying to do it, but my computer's
So-
not cooperating.
My reflection back on A&P when I took it 100 years ago was that it includes every major body
part.
system.
yes.
So including
Ugh.
germ.
Yeah,
So
like, that is
it's-
nothing I would
it's-
ever get involved in.
But I would think that this class is more specific to the types of issues that happen when you're piercing.
Right.
Or when you're doing tattooing and not just general overall.
Yes, 'cause that's why they teach
This is
it.
specific.
But again, I don't know if it's still offered. That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
make
saying.
myself a note to call tomorrow and find
Yeah.
out.
So, but the basis for our exception, just to make sure
Yep.
that it has merit, was comparing the minimum state requirement to the education level presented to us from Chris Susi, and it was sufficient in our estimation for that review. If we need to go back and say, going forward, this is required.
Right, and we could do that
Okay.
for next
But
year.
he has anatomy and physiology, he
Right.
just doesn't have the skin disease. Okay, so this is a
Right.
renewal. This is a renewal, okay?
Body art?
Yep, these are both renewals.
Okay. So, let's
This-
go with
here, let me-
this first, the establishment.
Okay, and then this is a renewal. I'm sorry, I should have probably
Are these
written this.
different
I
people?
think it's checked off renewal on.
It is, but this makes it easier if
Okay.
it's in black and white. This, she was an apprentice, now she's going to be a practitioner. Oh, so this is.
Current employee as an apprentice.
Yeah, she did the apprenticeship and now she's
Okay.
going to be.
Yep.
And then this is a brand new application, but at this location.
Okay.
For apprentice?
No,
Okay, for.
no, for a practitioner.
All right, so the items that we're checking for are education requirements for the apprentice. The time as a practitioner is not required, but for the body art licensing, we are looking for 24 plus months of time in practice. I understand that for criteria.
If you approve this, make it pending confirmation of 24 months of apprentice. Because I have to look back and I can't because I can't get into my.
So Peter, write a note on that sticky, pending.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, so what we have is we have an application for a renewal for a body art establishment permit. This has already been permitted. It's a renewal for 500 Liberty Street, Garden.
Okay,
The
I know where that is.
business name is Ink Garden at 500 Liberty Street, I'm sorry.
yes.
Applicant name is Jacob Capilli. Looks like
This
they
was the
currently
first one that
have-
we did.
Yeah, looks like
Yeah.
they currently have possibly three employees. And this was approved back,
Here?
Over a year ago.
Yeah,
over
over
2 years ago.
okay.
It's been 2 years.
I didn't
My-
realize.
my
it
main
takes 3
question
every year.
on the renewals is, have we received like any complaints or had any issues with this business?
No.
No complaints or anything? Okay.
And he had a name change at one point.
That's zoning, that has nothing to do
okay.
with us.
Okay, so do we have any questions or concerns on the renewal of the establishment permit?
I don't.
Okay, so all into,
Sorry, I just want to check. Is the waste disposal vendor like?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
And no concerns.
yes, Stericycle.
It
I
is
think
there.
Stericycle's the only one that serves Hanson.
Well,
Okay.
there's another one, but
They're not permitted.
yeah, there is another company permitted, but they decided to go with Stericycle.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. Got it. I do not have concerns.
And liability and all of that.
Yep, have
so
all that, yep.
I'll entertain a motion for the approval of a renewal for the body art establishment permit for Ink Garden located at 500 Liberty Street. Someone wants to make that motion?
I will make a motion that we approve the application for permit for the establishment of Ink Garden.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Do you need us to sign?
Nope.
No, there's no place.
All right, so at the same location, we have a renewal for a practitioner. This is the owner, Jacob Capilli. That's also at, is it 500, did I say 500 Liberty Street?
I think, yeah.
500 Liberty.
Ink Garden. So we have a renewal for the body art practitioner. And is there any housekeeping items that need to be updated for this renewal?
She wouldn't have given it to us, or there would have been a
No.
big note on it.
He doesn't have anatomy and physiology, but he has the Quincy course
Yeah.
that the board accepted when he was initially.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think you actually reviewed the course. I think he got
I
your
did.
course description. You
Yep.
reviewed it at that time. So,
Yep.
do we have any questions or concerns on the body art practitioner renewal for Jacob Capilli?
No.
No.
Okay. I'll
I
entertain.
do have a question though.
Yep.
That administration of the review, comparing it to the last case. Did we recommend that the last person take A and B courses versus the skin?
The state requires
The
it,
state requires it.
and our regulations require it.
Okay.
We had given, I'm going off memory here, but I believe we had given, I don't know how it was requested. It wasn't requested as a variance, but they sought relief from the board to accept that
Class
class
we took in Quincy, because it covered everything.
In lieu of anatomy and physiology,
Physiology.
to as spec'd out in our regs at the time.
Okay. I just want to make an observation that there's, our applicants would be spending a lot more money for 2 college courses versus 1 professional course. So I think it's important that we talk about this next week, because I would not want to put undue burden on future applicants to take 2 college courses, time and money, versus.
But if the state requires it, we might have to.
The state requires it for piercing. If the state does not require A&P for
Tattooing?
then let's consider that.
Is that in the regs?
In our regs, it is.
Yep. I'd like to
but
revisit that.
State,
But
right.
the state doesn't say for piercing. Is it for piercing or not tattooing? Is it split
Anatomy
out?
and physiology is required for piercing.
Okay, all right.
So, Peter, to
Okay,
your point,
so
I
we'll
think
have
it
to look
would
at
be
that.
maybe a simple modification, and or comparable, class certificate, that kind of language in there, just to allow lateral movement, so we don't have, like you said, some applicants thinking they have to do this and spend a lot more money than.
And then when they could
That's
just
another-
take the Board of Health class,
Correct.
and that covers everything.
Yeah, I think that would help save future applicants undue cost and time.
They
when
are
they're trying to
expensive
open-
classes.
I'll
Yeah.
send you guys both the state regulation and our regulation, and you can, in your
So we
free
can-
time, you
We
can
can spend
compare
the
them.
next month pouring over
I'll
it.
take a look.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the piercing is very important.
But as far as,
Because nobody here is no one has wanted to do piercing.
Well, it's
So
possible.
it's only a matter of time.
but as far as this application and the renewal that we had given.
We're all set with that. Now we want to move on to the renewal of the practitioner permit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a motion that we renew the body art practitioner permit for Jacob Capilli.
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, now, let's take these in this order here. So,
Yeah.
we have another application here for, the same business, same address.
That's Michaela,
Pink
right?
Garden, yep, 500 Liberty Street.
And that's
Family member or wife or something, same last name?
wife.
Wife.
Yep, we have an application for Michaela Capilli.
And
she is-
Michaela and Jacob aren't on the agenda because they've already been permitted previously.
Correct.
Was she the apprentice?
She is
She's an apprentice.
currently an
She's
apprentice for this,
permitted,
for this business.
Right, but I thought she went way back. Like when we first approved him,
Yeah, she's been.
it was somebody that came in as an apprentice, so.
Yeah, that was
It's been
her.
2 years, that was
Yeah,
her.
that was her.
Yeah. When he first came in, she was gonna,
But I want to double check on her dates,
okay,
so make it pending.
Okay.
all right.
So, this is essentially an apprentice looking to become a practitioner at that establishment.
Yes.
And as Teresa had requested, just to make any decision pending, proof of 24 months of apprenticeship. I don't know
Is
if it
there
actually,
anything on the,
in the regs it actually says, 24 months of, I forget what that term we used, it wasn't,
Practitioner?
yeah, it doesn't say practitioner in it though. I mean, it doesn't say apprentice, it says actively,
that you just looked at? Is it here in one of these?
it is,
You found it in one of those.
yeah, I just wanna make sure.
Because you said it said
It
24,
says evidence
3 years.
satisfactory to the board of at least 2 years actual experience
Yes.
in the practice of performing body art.
So maybe I can come up with a form that the owner signs
I think,
saying that I have,
Provided the training.
provided the training for 24 consecutive months for, John Doe, and he meets all of the requirements to become a successful practitioner or something to that.
and either something like, if we wanna make a form, or if it's just as simple as the person they were working under, just a quick letter to the board, just stating, the applicant has, worked supervised.
Successfully.
Right. Started at this date, ended at this date. Pretty
Okay.
easy.
All right,
She took
so
the
I will
class
ask Jacob for that.
in
for her.
23.
Okay.
So she took the class,
Yeah.
Massachusetts Skin course, in 23, March 23.
Is that the one from,
This is
oh, that's the
Michaela's.
one, yes, because I questioned that because it didn't have any Quincy Board of Health, that.
Massachusetts Tattoo Skin course, I don't know.
Yeah, but her name was like written in, I'm like, it looks kind of funny, but he said that that's where she took it or something like that. All right, so I need to, Jacob,
You know, this one, is bloodborne pathogens, and it's clear that it's bloodborne pathogens.
What does that course on?
Okay,
This
so
one?
Bloodborne pathogens, I've taken that course
It's
before.
the National
Yeah, OSHA, yeah.
CPR Foundation. She said OSHA. It's one of the ones that OSHA accepts.
I think that's the one that she was talking about earlier. I think that's the name she said.
What?
This, Zaza or Zaza?
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's the Inc.
That's where that certificate came from, I believe.
there's another course in
This
Boylston,
one?
Mass. called Massachusetts Tattoo Skin Course.
And what's it called?
Massachusetts Tattoo
Oh,
Skin
and who does it, Zava?
No, this one is done out of Boylston, Massachusetts.
Okay, so that's probably this one.
The Joe Peterson is the instructor. You're seeing Joe Peterson under Jaja.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like it's the same.
That's the same.
Yeah,
And,
West Boylston.
Yep.
and then this one is different.
That's CPR, right?
No,
Yes.
that's bloodborne pathogens.
National CPR Foundation. Oh, but it's
That's the
supported
class
by
that they
that.
do.
Yeah.
It's not CPR though, it's CR, it's CPR, or maybe, I don't know. I've never heard of that.
So we've confirmed that the certificate for
Michaela.
Michaela is legitimate, and
Yes.
the instructor is a documented instructor.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will have him sign something confirming that Michaela has been an apprentice for 24 months
So,
before I issue the permit.
Yeah, because she took all their classes back in 23,
okay.
starting in March of 23.
So I guess I'll entertain a motion for issuance of body art practitioner permit for Michaela Capilli pending receipt of 24 months.
Apprenticeship?
Can I ask for one? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Go ahead.
For only tattoo. So the body art is restricted to only tattoo.
All of it is.
No piercing.
No piercing.
Yep.
No, we don't allow piercing.
Because there's not the A&P course attached. So that would be the only, within the motion, I would want to make it clear that it does not include piercing.
Well, the body art, it doesn't include piercing in our regulations, correct?
No,
I don't
Piercing
believe
is a separate,
I don't
Okay.
believe it's included in the title.
Sorry,
We can
thank
look at that, but no, that's fine, we can throw that in there.
Yep.
we can throw that in, but we've not allowed anybody to do piercing.
okay,
So,
understood.
But this is good to reiterate
Yep.
that
Right.
it's not included, just in case somebody says,
Okay,
There's
so
precedent.
I'll entertain a motion if someone wants to make one on that.
okay, I'll make a motion on the application of Michaela Capilli for body art practitioner, be approved pending verification of education and apprenticeship, 24-month apprenticeship,
And excluding piercing.
and excluding piercing.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now,
You got lots of
I'm gonna put that one over there. So these.
That's the regulations.
These are just the regulations.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get those mixed in. So we have one more application, and this is for the same location. in
New
Carter,
practitioner.
500 Liberty Street.
Okay, tattoo shops.
This is a new application for a practitioner for Stephanie Medina.
Stephanie Medina Pena,
Oh, I'm
Pena.
sorry. Stephanie Medina.
Pena.
Oh, well,
It's Pena.
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 Okay.
Okay.
Pena, Pena.
So, on our boxes to check, looks like we have skin diseases, disorders, infectious disease control, bloodborne pathogens, and first aid CPR.
Doesn't say Peter. Flip those over. I want to see what certificate she has. Where are they from?
COVID next. This,
Quincy.
so the City of Quincy Health Department issued Stephanie Medina Pena the body art practitioner in accordance with Title VIII. So that's her license from Quincy. The course is our skin course for the body artist.
So this is the
Quincy Board of
one.
Health.
That's the one that
This is the one that we were given, actually, from the owner, from Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah.
When we did that 2 years
That's what I
ago.
said to you.
This is
I
the
knew
one-
it was a program in Quincy.
Yeah, we had got this originally, Arlene had done the research on the
What it
course
covered.
outline,
Yep.
and the board had accepted this in lieu of the anatomy 1 and 2.
Right.
Makes sense.
Anatomy
Yeah.
and physiology 1 and 2.
Skin course for the body artist is complete, and bloodborne pathogens through the National CPR Foundation is complete, and CPR, AED, and first aid through the National CPR Foundation is complete.
Okay. So I guess we have to make it more clear to people, practitioners, when they apply, that they don't have to do the anatomy and physiology, but they maybe should do the other classes if we're not allowing.
If you change the
Hearsay.
regulation.
What it is,
Right.
is I think we need to modify the language and the regulations to
So that it's
so they
clear.
understand that. I mean, I know
Clear.
this is only the second really time we've done this, so it's kind of always just been sitting there, the regulations, and no one's ever looked at them until now. So I think it would be good to modify them to make them.
Yeah, a couple of years ago we looked at them because we were all like, what? It was the first one that we had.
It was for this business.
Yeah.
It was for them, yeah, for
It was
him.
for this business setup.
We also have another, we have an esthetician that's permitted.
Right.
Yeah, I'm waiting to
Right.
get her paperwork
The
back.
lash lady?
Lastly,
Yes, I sent out everything and I haven't heard back from her.
Yeah. It would be good to look at it so that we're not making people take on undue responsibility for classes that they don't need. If
Yeah,
they're not
that's what Peter,
piercing,
that's what Peter
yeah,
said about
it
20
doesn't make
minutes ago.
sense. Yeah, no, I know he said that.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of finding out about the other classes that other people took, the bloodborne pathogens, which to me is more important than the A&P for what they're doing and for what needs to be covered.
So what we have here is an application for someone for the
Brand new.
New, but they're an existing. They have a practitioner license at. They're working at another location currently, and they had a Quincy. Was it Quincy?
Yep, City of Quincy issued a permit for body
long
artist
ago?
for this person.
22
22.
and 22, so that person's probably been.
Do we accept this as evidence of the 24 months of apprenticeship? I would say yes.
This expired, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if they have people go back and do a refresher, because this has an expiration date. That
I mean, I think this is.
that might be the license, and not
I think what
the
Peter's
class.
saying is that we're looking at, this prior license that 24 months satisfactory.
Oh, yeah.
Work
Oh, yeah.
experience essentially. That would satisfy this, and then all the other boxes are checked except for the one we were talking about, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. But we're
Yeah,
looking at
right.
the tattoo skin course that we previously accepted. That also.
That covers it.
been-
Yep.
That was taken. I mean, this person seems like they've been doing this for quite a while. This was back in
2015.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And it could be the Quincy license, they're just not gonna renew it,
You okay?
if they had it.
There's water.
You
out
see?
there. You want me to get some water? I'll get
Oh,
it.
no, I got it.
It's probably the chocolate.
No, I'm gonna get it.
We're not gonna say anything that she has to write down.
I don't offer very often.
Well, if there's no other
No?
questions or discussion on
No.
this new application, I'll entertain a motion if someone wants to make one.
Okay, I will make a motion that we accept the application for body art practitioner permit for Stephanie Medina Pena.
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, so.
It's nice to see his business is growing.
All right, so Teresa, these.
Well, wait till she sits down. And then we can, see, I'm glad that wasn't me when the coffee goes.
So, on Stephanie's application, we had a motion from Arlene,
Okay,
seconded by Peter.
And we all said yes.
3-0.
thank you.
Okay. So that's those
Thank
four,
you.
3 or 4.
Teresa, thank you for organizing all
I was
this.
gonna just say, I'd like to say thank you to Teresa for doing this. This is mind-boggling.
Okay.
It's something we have to address.
All right,
And I think the
so-
piercing is something we seriously have to address very sharply.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so we have that.
we have the fiscal year 26 budget review and approval. Gil, do you want to handle that, like as part of
We
your?
all have copies of the.
Everybody has copies of it.
Under your,
You wanna do it now, I mean, it's
agenda.
It's up to you. Do you want to do it now?
Yes, your standard
Then we'll give you a
budget.
break before your agent review. Your agent report, I mean.
Yeah, we can do the budget now. It's the standard
Okay.
budget. Board of Health budget hasn't changed much in years. We've been doing level funding for 5 years now, and there's really no increases other than the salaries, and which have been nominal increases. So
Mhm.
so that's standard. It's been bullet for 5 years now, probably, Teresa. You know, it doesn't really change that much as far as the Board of Health budget is.
No, it's pretty.
You know.
Okay. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns from the board?
No, I just have to look over the numbers. And see. The VNA services, that line item we're using to pay for.
Kim,
Yes,
Yep.
we can't change that heading kinda,
Oh, I know, that's fine,
Yeah.
that's fine, but I
Yeah.
figured that had been
yeah.
yeah,
assigned to her.
yep.
We went down on the, electricity for the transfer station. Just a little bit.
Transfer station,
Yeah, they
maybe,
turn the lights off.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
we need some solar.
no, it's the same. That's what
We-
was expended, so,
That's
Yeah.
what we spent, so the
Right,
five thousand's less than what we spent.
yeah, but he's just doing the same that we did last year, which
Yeah.
is what, it was level
Same.
funded, that's what
Okay.
he has to do.
All right.
Yep.
You never know with electricity, it can go up, down.
Yeah,
But there's usually enough left over from the other lines,
that you can move it over.
it
Cover
automatically
it?
kind of will pull from, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so do you need a motion on this?
I think
Yeah,
it
has to be voted, that's why.
Yeah,
This
Okay.
gets voted, I guess, submitted to
the
the,
selectmen, I don't think will approve it.
Yeah,
Accept
town
it.
So,
So,
I'll entertain a motion to approve fiscal year 26 budget.
I'll make,
Board of Health budget.
well, we're in the Board of Health, who else's budget can we approve?
Well, this is the Board of Health budget, in the, yeah,
Well,
the
it's-
transfer station.
No, you can, it's all just one.
Is that-
It's all one.
It's all
Okay.
just one.
All right.
Oh, same pot.
Yeah.
I will make a motion that we approve the fiscal year 2026 budget for the Board of Health.
Second.
We all in favor?
Aye.
I need
Okay.
a drink of water
The
too.
next item is review and approve the town report.
All the wonderful things we did this year?
Yeah.
Which,
Oh, this one.
I don't know, is it in here? It's in there somewhere.
Probably in the back. No. Like that.
Okay,
You wanna read it and then we can
I'll read it, I guess. Unless I get to any words I can't pronounce, what do you guys?
skip over 'em.
All right, so to the citizens and taxpayers of the town of Hanson. In 2024, we're fortunate to be able to maintain the board members as Peter Butler chose to run for the seat he was appointed to in 2023, thus allowing the board to continue working on several projects they started. Unfortunately, at the special town meeting held in June, a vote was taken to cut the Board of Health and Transfer Station budgets. With that vote, the hours for the Board of Health agent and administrative assistant were cut back and the transfer station was closed for an additional day. Thankfully, budget funding was fully restored at the October town meeting. The Board of Health would like to thank the residents of Hanson for voting to restore the budgets and allow us to continue the important work of both the Board of Health and Transfer Station. Kimberly Bombardier, our part-time public health nurse, was very active this year. Kimberly continues to track communicable disease within the town of Hanson. She also works closely with the Senior Center for various screenings and clinics for
I know, the
residents.
huggy spilling.
Residents had the opportunity to attend any of the 11 household hazardous waste days held in the spring and fall of 2024. There were 55 percolation test applications and 75 new or upgraded septic systems installed in 2024. Respectfully, Town of Hanson Board of Health.
I tried to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, but just the highlights.
So, I'll entertain a motion to approve the draft Town Board of Health report for the town.
Or is that the final? This is just a report. There's no draft, this is
Well,
final.
it's a draft until we vote on it.
Right, yes.
Okay. All right, I am going to make a motion that we accept the annual town meeting report.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll sign that when we go.
We're cruising right along.
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
Cruising right along.
Yeah, I already did.
I am,
No.
So in regard to the
These
invoices,
ones are good. I'll take those ones back.
yes,
in regards to the invoices, so the packet for the transfer station, whether you notice or don't notice, there is only one invoice from Harvey in that packet because they have stopped sending me the weight slips. And I tell them, without a weight slip, I
You're not paying them.
cannot pay the bill because I can't confirm that it's actually
This is true.
Hanson, or that it's accurate, or they used to send them to me all the time. Anytime they would pick up, I would get an email that they were on their way, and then once they picked up, they'd weigh it, and I'd get an email with the weight slip. That stopped.
When did it stop?
That stopped a few months ago, and then within the past couple months, then they before they would send them with the invoices, then they would send them via email. Then within the past couple months, I just stopped receiving them, and so I would email them when I got the final bill, and I'd say I don't have any weight slips, and they sent them to me. I've emailed them. They sent me maybe 5 weight slips this month, but a bunch of them are missing, and I've emailed them 2 or 3 times
You
saying
don't have a direct
I need
person?
the weight slips. I had the person that had been sending them to me, but she's
But-
not responding. They sent me a
You still
couple.
work there.
Yep, they sent me a couple, but they haven't sent me everything, so I didn't pay the bill.
You don't know who's above her?
Well, today I went on the current application and emailed the person whose name is listed on the application, who I think is like a vice president or something.
That's fine.
So
Is there anything in their contract we have to worry about?
we don't have a contract.
There's no SLA of timely payment for us, because we don't have a contract. Okay.
We don't have a contract, so.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. You
No.
need a weight slip to know.
Yeah, how can you confirm that it's accurate?
If
You
you
can't.
don't have the, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And it's funny because it's mostly the municipal solid waste. Yeah, I don't know.
So you have to wonder if they made some kind of change and
I
they
have no idea.
just have not figured it out.
The next item, back again, transfer station stickers for fiscal year 26. Teresa.
Did I miss that?
You don't want to know what I have to say about this.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even, I didn't miss it,
So
no.
I think I put in the back, the grid.
You did.
That's from last year when that, Todd came in,
And he told us a
And-
3-year plan
the 3-year plan, yeah.
to increase the stickers so that we, could sort of stay current with what we were spending. Sort of break even or not be asking for more money. So this was the 3-year plan. So for fiscal 26, the plan was to go up to $80 a year. Each year we'd planned that out over 3 years, so that it would be gradual. We weren't jumping people by $100 or $200, but it would bring in more money.
Just like revisiting the intention and changes to date. The intention was to bring us from deficit
Yes,
to
Balance.
balanced.
yes.
The previous action taken was to move from a 2-year license to a 1-year license.
Yes,
And we have a 1-year license fee of $50.
yes.
$65.
It's, look, this year,
Yep.
it's
Sorry.
65.
Yep, 65 for 2025. Thank you, Gil. So it will move to $65 yearly.
No, it's
We did.
$65 now.
It's
That's
now,
what the current sticker is.
26 for July 1st, we would go to 80.
Correct.
Well, I don't know. There are 2 sheets. One
Time
says,
this was created, I think
It was 50, and then
It
we
was.
and now and
oh,
now,
I see what you're
and
saying,
now
I'm
we are
sorry.
65. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It was current.
Yep. So our first change was to make it to 50. Our current change is at 65. Our future change is to 80.
Yes.
Well, there are 2. There's one that's 75, one page says 75, and one page says 80. So I think those are the 2 options, depending on what you want the total revenue cost to the municipality to be,
Right.
right? That's the way I'm reading it.
Well, and it's a combination of things, Teresa. I think it's the cost of the fee and the cost of the bags.
Right,
Because the
it was a
bag-
combination of,
It was a
it was a
combination.
combination
So the
of
first,
both.
one page he has, it's going from 65 to 80. The other page is going from 65 to 75.
But he also has the bag prices at different
Correct.
steps.
Right.
For both of
So,
those at the same time.
the bag is currently $250.
So he was saying this is a way you can do it. You can either go up on the sticker fee and then maybe not go up as much on the bag.
Yep.
And these are the options to do that.
So if we're following the course that includes the sticker fee plus the bag fee.
Yes.
And our current sticker fee is 65 and our current bag fee is 250. The path that we're on is
Yep.
the second page, where the next increase will be to $75 and the sticker fee will be $75 and the bag fee will be $275 if we're continuing on our same course.
Well, there's different, I'm trying to figure out. So,
Now it's just to keep the status quo to balance the
And
budget.
that is keeping it balanced. Yep.
right.
Moving laterally.
Yep.
Yeah, so this page 1 was not what we're following.
That's
Is that
correct. Yes.
Page 2.
Page 2, and I'm comfortable to follow page 2. That's just me. That's
Yeah, right.
just for our discussion.
Because the bag is 25 cents.
Yep.
And this would it would be $10 for the actual sticker and then 25 cents for the bag. So it may take us a little longer to get to a balanced budget, because this would have been $93.50 and $275 for the bag. The bag would have been about the same. It's just not a lot, but it won't be a lot. But at least we're heading in the right direction. And it's small enough amount that people will find something else to complain about. There'll be lots of other things going on.
I think that other services are going up at a much higher rate. I think this is
Oh,
reasonable
yeah.
to keep us neutral with,
They're going to have the new South Shore Votech School to worry about. They're going to have to worry about Whitman Hanson School budget to worry about. 25 cents on a bag and you know,
Yep.
$5 for a sticker is not top of mind.
So do we make a motion based on following the model that we have?
Yep.
Is that out?
Yes.
Can we call page 1 model 1, page 2 model 2?
Yeah, that's why I put
We are
page
going
2, so I know,
forward
yeah.
with model
So
2.
I know what's what.
Okay.
This is page 1 model. Yeah, I think if we follow page 2 and just make the modest increase in both the sticker fee and the bag,
In the motion, do we want to just specify the prices of those two items?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Just right. It doesn't have it here. This is fiscal year.
All right, so now I'm questioning myself.
Because I'm just going back through my emails, since I can't look at old
Todd?
minutes.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't look at my minutes because I can't get into the computer, but I can look at my emails.
Oh, I was saying minutes of,
When we initially discussed this and you guys made the decision on what you wanted,
with Todd?
which to be which, yeah.
See if I can-
And I'm just looking at the email that I sent Waste Zero, who's the bag manufacturer. And I told him it's $12.25 a roll for both sizes.
Okay.
So I think that would be $2.45 a bag.
For last year, for now, currently,
Yeah,
that's on page,
I know. That's
One.
why I'm.
that's
right,
what I
that's why I'm
thought, page
questioning
1.
it. But I can't check.
I'm trying to see if I can find any of Todd's,
Oh, sorry.
zillion emails.
I suggested that model 2 was correct because somebody had said that the current bag price is $250.
Right, that's me. I said that.
Oh.
But now I'm questioning myself. But I can't look at the minutes because I can't get into the
I
computer.
understand.
I made an error.
Oh, and you have a different way of looking up minutes.
Well, I have to go on to my.
Can we table this until next meeting? or-
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want it to be kind of on the radar because
Okay.
I would have to have things printed. And also, do you still want to go with the 1 year sticker?
Yeah,
I think we have to.
we have to
I
because,
think that's what we determined last time. I know it's.
because I know.
Well, the one drawback,
Which we haven't reached that section on the agenda, but the one drawback is you're not selling enough stickers annually. So when it comes to grant time and they say how many stickers, we're not reaching the second tier. So instead of getting $600 a point, we're only getting $300 a point.
But if we do it every other year, we're going to have a year where we get no points.
Oh, no. No. Because we've always had points.
Have we dropped
Yes,
the stickers?
yeah. Well, because if you're doing 2 years,
Huh? No, I'm not talking about the points. I'm talking about the number of stickers that we're actually
yeah, so we're
selling.
at like, again, I don't think I can look at it
Because you ordered an initial roll of.
I did.
2,000? Or was it less?
No, it was less than that.
Okay.
It was-
And then you had to order another one, so.
Why don't we table that?
Yeah, we need a
Okay.
whole half hour for this.
I don't have
So-
enough information. I had too much information about tattoos. I can't fit all that information in my head.
Are we all in agreement? We'll table that discussion on the stickers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next meeting, okay. All right,
Okay,
so
so-
moving on, RDP grant, this was an item, Arlene, you
I
wanted to
asked.
be on the agenda, if you wanted to take it away.
I wanted to know a couple of things. When I called you earlier and I meant to ask you two different things. So I wanted to know how much we have in our account, and I also, which you might not be able to look up now, is want to know how much we got last year, and what's the difference between what we got this year. Because I'm trying to see if we got less this year, and part of the reason some towns got less is they had too much money in the bank.
No,
No, we
that's,
got,
nope.
Oh, no, but some towns, if you had too much money in the bank, you had too much you're holding on to, I'm telling you, DPH said they weren't gonna give.
No. I know one of the things
Did we
is,
get like 9,000?
hold on, I'll look in 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
I thought you had that after.
Oh, this goes to 17, so.
So the RDP grant, just to name it, is the recycling dividends program.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it took them forever to send the money this year. Usually in the past, you have all the paperwork done and in by April or May, and you find out in September and you get the money in October.
Mm-hmm.
This year they had, I don't know what's going on, and so the money wasn't sent out till December.
So we got, $6,300.
Right, that I knew.
63-1.
6,300.
You don't know what was up the year before.
I will, hold on, I have to look in my email since I
Okay.
can't,
And there might have been a
Look the
couple
other
things
way.
we missed. I don't know.
My other values dropped dramatically. Thought I had that here.
well, again, we dropped, based on the number of stickers we dropped. Hang on. That's the wrong one.
There's a bunch of different categories, and for every category, we get so many points. In each town, it's different based on population. If you're under a certain, which Hanson has always been, I think, under 10,000, you get a certain amount of money per point, as opposed to bigger
This
cities.
is 2023 right here. All right, so 2023. So we just got 6,300. Last year we got 12,600.
I knew it, yeah, okay,
So it's half.
yes.
So what happened,
But that's happened to other towns,
yeah,
not just us.
in 2022, 18 points equaled $10,800.
Right.
In 2024 here, 18 points equaled $6,300. That's how much it dropped.
So
This year,
This is
but
this year.
that's because they took some categories out.
Yeah,
No.
and they dropped.
So this is
They
why, I can
eliminated.
tell you why. So the number of households that utilized the transfer station is less than 2,000 this year.
But
So that made it $350 per point as opposed to $600 per point.
because it's a certain percentage of the town.
For this
Yeah.
year,
Mm-hmm.
we're moving from a once every 2-year model
Mhm.
to a yearly model.
Mhm.
Did we factor the outstanding 2-year stickers?
There wouldn't have been, because they go from calendar year to calendar year. So they would have gone from July 1st of one year to June 30th of the next year.
Okay.
And even if you got it in May, end of June,
Okay.
it expires.
So there's no overlap between
No.
We've
the
always
types of
been-
stickers. It's an as of date.
Yep.
Yeah.
As of this
July
date, it
1st.
went from 2 years to
We've-
1 year.
Yeah, and we've always been in the 2,000 to 4,999,
Mhm.
which is $600 per point.
That's total, is that? for-
Number of households that receive trash service provided by the municipality.
Okay.
You're getting $350 per point this year. Previous years, we've received $600.
Because they changed the categories.
So, nope, it's the same as it has been, because I checked.
Okay, and what about population?
Nope. The other thing was we didn't get credit for yard waste. And I don't know why, I can't speak to that.
Yeah. I don't know.
We didn't get credit, so that we missed out on those points.
I don't know what the documentation was we needed for that.
I don't know. I don't
And I
know.
don't know how many points that would have been.
I don't know. So I can only tell you, so we got half of what we did last
But we're
year.
not the only town that only got half, because this came up in a meeting last week.
Sorry, and I'm sorry to belabor this, but what I'm not following is, we had a reduction in utilization at the transfer station, falling below 2,000. The RDP grant in last year issued a higher rate for towns with utilization over 2,000.
2,000 to 4,999. Yeah.
This year, we fell below that rate
We fell below 1,900.
in our submission, which accounts for the reduction in the RDP grant.
For one section of it.
One
yes.
section,
For one
that's just
section
one
of it.
section.
Okay, understood.
Mhm.
So when we're looking at our revenue, it's less because there's less utilization in the RDP grant. It comes in at less because of
Plus,
utilization.
we didn't get credit in the category where we probably should have.
Yard waste,
And
yeah.
we'd have to look at, when we talk about it next month, we should explain all the stupid different categories and what the potential is that you can get from each category. Like, if we do advertising, social recycling does advertising so that all the towns get that credit automatically.
Yep.
We made ads probably 4 or 5 years ago. We run them every year on WHCA so that all the towns that are in don't have to do that. And there's other things that they do that gives us, that helps us with that credit. So I don't know where else we missed out on.
So we got 21 points last year.
There was something that fell off too. I can't
And,
remember, but there was something
hold
they
on.
used to get points when they don't.
So future action is to revisit the RDP requirements in an effort to obtain additional points in our submission for next year.
Yes. So
I agree with that. That makes good sense, Teresa.
Right, yeah.
making sure we cover all the bases.
Yeah.
All right, so were we good on?
So that was, yeah, I just
Discussion
wanted
for
to
that?
know, I just wanted to know what we have left in the bank.
We got
to-
we got 18 points this year and we got 21 last year.
17.
Yeah, I can't understand why they cut it in half. But they did it, and they did it to,
Oh, because it's,
Other towns.
I mean, instead of 600 a point, you're getting 350.
but it's
That's
not,
significant.
it's not just us. It's not just
Well, I
us.
don't care about anybody else.
The
Like, seriously, I
last
don't.
item on the agenda was hazardous waste update. I only know.
Oh,
again,
yes.
You asked that to be on.
So that was another thing from social recycling. Social recycling has been, working on getting a regional hazardous waste site.
In Hanover.
In here, well, Hanover's site was picked. We got some grant money to do some engineering in Hanover, and for some reason they canceled and we're in the process of taking back the money, which is over a little $100,000 for the engineering, because they thought Hanover wasn't going to do it, but Hanover is still, because Hanover's having a lot of
I just
financial fiscal
read
stuff.
something today about Hanover that they voted to go to an enterprise fund at their transfer
They
station,
did that a month ago.
which has always been free. It's always been free to utilize the Hanover transfer station, and now they're going to start charging, effective July 1st. It's going to be between $300 and $350 per sticker per year.
Yeah. But they still have space for us to put the hazardous waste there. That's what we care about.
Yeah.
So we're fighting to get that money back for the engineering portion of it from the state, who assumed that Hanover wasn't going to let us use that site. So the plan is then to build a site instead of doing the regional ones that we do every year, because those companies are so expensive, having our own site that all the towns that are in South Shore recycling would be able to use it. So you wouldn't have to say to people, all right, Hanson's going to have one in November and Whitman's going to have one. Everybody would go anytime they want to the one that's set up. And each town pays a portion of money toward the administrative fees. So that's how we've raised money. So that's where it's at right
Have they
now.
come up with the administrative fee yet? I mean,
They did. I think it was $500.
We paid it.
We already paid it. It's $500.
I paid it,
People paid it
I think that
November?
was last month.
last month.
November, December.
The month before.
Yeah, no,
I think
it was
it was last
$500.
Yeah, 500, yeah.
And so,
On
yeah,
top of the fee that we pay annually for that.
right, yeah, that's just so people know what's going on.
Thank you for that update, that's great. Transfer station, do we have anything, any updates on the transfer station, any issues or any concerns, anything that needs action?
No, I called around for the railings, and then I went on vacation and I haven't done anything else with it. But I called probably 4 or 5 companies or emailed 4 and 5 companies, and they all, nobody would give me a bid. They referred me to the company that had already given us a bid, and I know I need to call them and find out, is it just for the railings or is it for the railings and the stairs?
I mean, as far as access to building maintenance, I mean, the closest thing we have would be like the maintenance department at the school, right?
Yeah, we don't have buildings.
But that would be like,
We wouldn't have Kansas.
but that would be the closest thing, like, no, they actually have a maintenance department, don't they?
Yeah, kind of, they don't, I was just thinking, you know, they say school, both social, both tech.
That might.
Do they do that?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Look at you with the light bulb.
It is.
Yeah, that's an excellent, that's a really good
Unbelievable.
idea.
And they get ready to ask us for a lot of money, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that, just,
That is that.
Do they
Yeah,
have?
Reach out to the metal fab
yeah,
department.
well,
Yeah.
we have a, you know, we have a contact there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
my
a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Jeez.
Excelente,
Yes.
Mr. Monahan.
Stop there.
I didn't think of that. And I
You
went
reach out
there.
to them.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can get it in this year.
Yeah,
Oh, my
All
word.
right, get on that tomorrow, Gil.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a good idea.
I'm awake and alive now.
All right. Chairman's update. I don't really have anything other than I just would like to acknowledge a letter we got from a resident on State Street. It's regarding 405 State Street. It says, to the Board of Health, the property on 405 State Street has a problem with the septic system. It is leaching above ground for years and is causing a foul odor to come from this property onto my property. I understand there was a sale of the property and requires a Title V inspection before papers can be passed. This did not happen. Dated 1/7/2025. Do we know anything about this, Gil?
What it is, there's a resident on State Street, the Spinney Estate has been sold.
Yep.
And it's been subdivided, all Form A lots.
Yep.
And this person is trying to stop him from building on these lots. He's saying that's,
Well, it's just, I mean, that's
just,
irrelevant.
But
I'm just
is
saying,
there raw sewage?
no, the house is.
The house has been empty for years.
The house is gonna be torn down,
Yep.
and he's complaining about his no title, he's just.
Yeah, I mean, let's
hours
stay
and hours.
focused on Title
Yeah.
V here. So,
Right.
the question is,
Did he say
one,
drainage?
have you gone out to the site?
Yes.
Okay, you've gone out to the site, and is it experiencing breakout, or have you noticed any
Nothing.
ponding, anything?
Nothing.
So the house is in fact empty?
Yes,
No one's actually.
should be
living in
torn
the house.
down.
There's no dead bodies in
And
there.
the house is going to be raised, it's gonna be torn down?
Raised, torn down.
Okay,
That's-
so, has anyone come in to get a permit to decommission the cesspool or tank or anything like that, fill it?
No, he's got a.
Have a pump filled,
Yeah.
anything like that? Okay.
No, he's got a
Um,
building permit for the lot.
Okay, so that system is gonna be removed and abandoned, and there's no one living there, so there's no floor to the house, I'm assuming water's
There
probably
water?
shut off to the house? Okay, I mean, to their concern, I mean, a Title V inspection it is in Title V, but, I mean, to a house.
It's gonna be
that's
new construction, right?
A house that's gonna be torn down, and there's gonna be a new system eventually going in there, there's no flow going to it.
No.
That would be an abandoned system as far as I'm concerned.
But I'm wondering about this foul odor. When you went out there was no odor.
No, this person complainant came in the office one day screaming and yelling for over an hour at building and planning.
Mm-hmm.
And he just traveled through all the boards.
Yep,
And, you know, he's been told to calm down, do not yell.
yep.
And he's been told it's, you know, the estate's been sold. Nothing else you can do. The house is going to be destroyed,
It's
demolished.
a cesspool, isn't it?
It's cesspool or something, yeah.
It is,
Yeah,
so it would
but
have to
it's
be
a cesspool.
replaced.
Right, and you're not gonna replace it before you do construction, because then you're gonna drive over it and crush the new
He
system.
thinks it should.
Right, right.
So this was all explained to him, but
But if he's
wanted
talking about an odor and runoff and there's nothing there,
No.
then there's nothing for us to do.
So a site inspection has been done in regards to this letter?
Yes.
And there's in fact no issue in that
The other stuff
property
is-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Not-
The system's gonna be removed, a new system's gonna be in place, and there's no flow going to the current system.
and that was all
No.
explained to him.
I just wanted to
But
make
he
sure
still
that.
wanted us, so I said, please write it up in a letter,
Yep.
and I'll give it to the board.
No, that's fine.
Respond.
I knew nothing about it. I wanted to acknowledge it and then make sure that we have responded to it. So we have, so I'm satisfied.
So do you want to respond in writing that we've looked into this?
It sounds like,
No.
No?
you know,
Okay.
the office has already given a
I
response.
just wonder
to
if
him.
he will continue to come back in if you don't send him something.
It's a recorded meeting. This is admissible. We reviewed the letter and we understand the circumstance of the property and that
And there's been an inspection and we did not find anything.
there's no flow. It's abandoned and it will be.
And when the system's removed, someone will be obtaining a permit to remove the old system.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Okay. I don't have any questions or anything on this.
Yeah.
No. All right. That was the only thing I wanted to acknowledge just as chairman's update. So I guess on to Gil, if you want to just go over your agent report.
Yeah, I just got a quick report, you know, just, I've been out sick last week here and rather short, so. One of these out McDonald's, we've had a serious problem with check machine and everything, and it keeps showing up high counts, like takes, you know, every time there's an inspection, a test, you have to go over there and make sure it's shut down, and be clean, so. Went over there the other day, I get back, it's been shut down, he hasn't been selling it, so now the whole system is shut down. They're having a class on the 16th, they'll not be selling the shakes and ice cream, so after they have this class on. Proper clean, the manufacturer's putting on a class, and Morel Labs is joining up to try to get these machines cleaned properly. And they're saying the machines aren't cleaned properly. But I've been over there probably in the last 5 or 6 months, 10, 12 times.
So these aren't inspections during your, we'll call them 6-month establishment inspections.
No.
These are calls,
On
complaints,
the
issues
spot.
that you're getting,
No, this comes from Morel Labs. This is a state required test
and this is
The-
the results that are coming back from the lab.
The shake machine has
Yeah.
to be inspected.
by the state. If I remember
They seem to have a lot of problems with their shake machines.
And this, not to cut you off, but just this is something that we kind of talked about before with constant repeat stuff that is consuming time in your daily schedule.
Yeah.
That we talked about possibility of inducing fines and stuff that's within our purview to do so, or your purview to do so as an agent. That maybe, you know, some of these things, it's really just to cover our costs that is
For
constantly
re-inspections, you mean?
constantly being spent on stuff like this, and it's taking away from other items. So that might be something to.
That's why I'm kind of bringing this to the attention.
guess-
It is repetitive.
I guess my question would be, if the state is inspecting, is the state applying?
The McDonald's Corporation is required by the state to do this testing.
Yep.
And it goes to Morel Labs.
It's an outside lab.
Understood,
lab.
but is the state,
Do they follow up, or
is
do
the
they
state
expect us to?
enforcing any penalty?
No, the town. It's
The state action is to inform the town that
This
the,
report comes to the Board of Health. The Board of Health
Okay.
does the enforcement.
thank you, that's what I needed to know this. So the state sending it to you, you're following up. I agree with Kevin, at this point,
Lab sends it
we need
to
to
us.
administer a penalty.
Or at least a fee. I don't know if there's a penalty, because
An inspection fee, every time you go, you have
inspection
to,
fee, yeah.
yeah.
I think the correct term would actually be like a fine. I mean, I don't know.
But do we have a regulation that says they have to do a certain thing with their machine to base the fine on? That's why I'm saying
Well, it'd be like,
inspection.
I think it would be more of a non-compliance issue.
I think probably non-compliance because
I think that's what it would
the
probably.
machine has to go into cleaning, and they can't use the machine until it's tested again.
I think it would be more of a compliance issue. I think is how it would be covered. I mean, we can look at the
Regulation and see what,
regulation on the fines and whatnot. But I think that's probably how it would be approached. And again, it's not to like beat anyone up. I'm just saying that it's to cover our costs that we are continually spending on doing multiple visits and.
And it's totally out of control over there.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it
I mean,
always is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot.
So is the follow-up action to revisit what enforcement rights we have or fines we can apply and start doing
Well,
so?
yeah.
And in lieu of maybe charge inspection fees every time you have to visit for that issue?
Yeah, I think so.
We have a re-inspection fee, I don't remember what it is.
That's true. We do have the
I wanna
We
say
do.
it's $50. every time.
That sounds
I
right.
think it's $50, but don't
Does-
quote me on that.
Now, does that fall under the classification of milk inspector? Is that part of
No.
that inspection or no?
No.
No.
Well, I was just
No.
wondering, because it's like, it's dairy, right?
Yeah,
But it's actually the machinery. Why do they keep not being able to
Well, Morel Labs,
clear?
I've talked to Morel Labs in conjunction with McDonald's. This is going to stop because it's constantly. Morel was getting a hold of McDonald's.
But is it more than one location for McDonald's? It's not just this
A
one.
lot of places.
well,
Yeah.
it's the soft serve machine,
And
but there's another company in town that has a soft serve machine that's also tested. Very
But I
rarely is there an
think
issue.
The
So,
soft serve machine in many McDonald's has the same issue, is what I'm saying.
but we only
Not
have
just
one
here.
McDonald's.
I
so
know,
we can
but
speak
I'm
to
just
that.
saying.
But if you have two soft serve machines in town, they're both being inspected. Granted, they're being inspected by different companies. One is continually coming back as an issue with high counts. And one
Because
isn't.
it's not cleaned
So to
properly.
me, right, so to me that's an
Yeah.
issue that McDonald's needs to visit.
Right.
Because the other company is not having that issue.
It's the person cleaning
And
it.
it's essentially pretty much the same machine, I think. It's
Yeah.
a soft serve
And,
machine.
But
you know,
they've- for
McDonald's
years they've
says-
had problems.
McDonald's says that, they're doing the best they can. They don't understand.
Well, maybe
The
they
best they
shouldn't
can-
operate the
the
soft
best
serve
they
machine,
can
but
do is not
it's
good
been
enough.
years of
When
issues.
people are getting sick, or they're going to get sick if it continues.
So, with the permitting that's annual for McDonald's, right?
Yes,
So is the ice cream or dairy portion of
that's
that
separate,
separate?
yes,
And when is that renewed?
July 1st. That's fiscal year. Food is
So-
fiscal year, like construction type permits are calendar year.
So that is one, action that the board could consider come July, that
Take it off their permit.
that if they can't keep that in line and handle it, that's something that the board may
Close
not
it?
wanna renew their permit for that.
So
Come July, correct?
Yeah.
you can send a letter to them saying,
That may be something
if
that,
it's not rectified by renewal time, that portion of the
Will
permit
not
will
be
not be
renewed.
renewed.
so that is one option that we have. And the other, I think that, again, we have to stop wasting resources on repeat offenders like this.
Yeah.
That,
And charge them for reinspection.
and that's really it, that we need to cover our costs on that. We can't just keep, wasting money on our work week on stuff like that that's just constant.
Right.
What else you got, Gus?
I had numerous septic systems. My other problem that I'm having that will be the same situation here. The Dollar Tree is a very important business in this town, and they have deliveries once a week, and the deliveries is a trail load, and the trail load has to be unloaded by the employees into the store. So I've been out sick till 2.5 weeks ago. I got a call from a woman complaining about she's 80 years old, she's in Dollar Tree shopping, and she can't make it up and down the aisle stuff. Inside the store is completely full of product and stuff. So, she gave her name, and I went over to Dollar Tree, and I went in there, and they call them bullets or something, bullpens or something. They got them lined up in the store with unloading this truck. The back warehouse is full. So I went to the manager, look, you've got to stop whatever you're doing here. Get the stuff out of the aisles. The aisles can't be, boxed up the way they are. As we're trying, we have to get this trailer unloaded. No matter what, they have to unload this trailer. So
Is this an ADA compliance issue, not a Board of Health issue?
it's a Board of Health issue because you got product laying on the floor. You got product everywhere.
With the
Any
specific
type of-
case
yeah.
of this person having an accessibility issue,
Accessibility, but
I wonder if that's a building inspector or
partially building inspector and fire department. I got a whole
Yeah.
fire department.
Right, yeah.
explained it to them. I explained it to the fire department that I was over there doing this, and they said okay. They're going to review this with me again because this trailer comes once a week. The store cannot stop this trailer from delivering.
And clearly they don't have enough space to bring the
Yeah,
stuff
sure.
in.
And it's change of season. Christmas is out with Valentine's coming in, and it's really congested. So
I think what Peter's getting at is that there's two actual issues here. One could be our end of it, which is product is not being stored correctly, but
Yeah.
two is the ingress and egress aspect of it with safety, ADA compliance, that during operating hours that they're open and exits are blocked,
What
aisles
day
are
does the
blocked.
truck come in?
It used to come in Thursday, now it's coming in on Friday. The store is.
I go in and out of there a lot, and I've never had the aisles blocked. And I've seen, people doing stuff, but I've never been in there when the aisles were blocked, so I'm asking.
I agree, and I just wonder if this complaint, this specific complaint, came to the wrong agency.
It
No.
sounds like it was more an accessibility issue. That they couldn't navigate their way through the store or get through the
Right.
aisles or get out of the store even if there was an issue. That's what it sounds like to me for a complaint, but do you want to, that's a recent complaint as of?
Yes, I've been out sick a week, so it was probably the week before that, so.
So I think to do,
So what we do with this,
and our
Stuart?
responsibility, I think that, that should also get passed along to
Fire.
fire and or building, just that, just have a conversation with them that it's actually two separate issues, two separate things.
So what we do, I've mentioned our committee meetings, so we've been having committee meetings Tuesday mornings, building department, fire department, and myself and conservation, on issues such as these things. We compare notes. We compare notes on different things, some building issues that involve fire department, potentially that involve board of health. So all these problems that come up in town between board of health, conservation, fire, police, whatever, we discuss these issues. It's been working out pretty good. We've lost the building inspector. We're actually going to meet tomorrow morning. There's other issues that are coming up. The committee's going to meet tomorrow morning and go over things like this. This is one of the things I will bring up with the fire department. And, well, there won't be a building inspector there. There's going to be a fill-in building inspector, but we're getting involved interim thing. That's one of the things. The massive septic system at the Venus Street, that did get completed. They were able to stay open the whole time. They've had an issue, as far as the pumping. They had run out of pumping schedule. They had an overflow, but that's done. But still, the Boston barber shop over here, people complaining about that. What's going on with that? There's been a payment issue to the contractor, and it's involved to the owner of the building and whoever sold the building. He's been told that the system has to be covered up, has to be backfilled. Sooner or later, I'm sure the D-box will probably freeze up or something, but the system has to be covered over, backfilled, and, it's exposed.
So there's been no final inspection on it.
No final
No
inspection.
COC has been issued.
No CSC.
And they're operating on the system that's in the ground.
Yeah.
So, have you had a conversation with the property owner about that?
He's his manager. He has not called me back. I've talked
I
to
think
him.
that's something that you should put. I understand the dispute, the issue at hand, but that doesn't relieve us of our duties and what we're responsible for, what we need to do. So I think that you should put that, either on a letterhead, in a letter to them, and or email them to notify them that they're
Hold on to it.
currently operating a property on
Out of compliance.
a system that is not in compliance and been signed off and
Yeah.
completed. I think we talked about this last meeting or a few
Yeah,
meetings ago.
this has been going on 3 months.
No, I know it's
Is
been
this
sitting
the
for some
thing
time,
where the previous owner was supposed to fix it, and he never did?
Okay.
but I mean, we have other business, just like what you were talking about with Venus. They were on a pumping schedule and they're doing the right thing. They're in the middle of repairing a system, replacing a system, whatever, along with a lot of other businesses and companies that they were on a pumping schedule until the new system was completed, signed off on, and backfilled. That's it, it's done. And it's put into service. And they're essentially operating on a system that has not been signed off and there's no certificate of compliance been issued. And I don't think that just because of the issue that they have with payment and disagreement between customer and it's right.
It's a civil issue.
It's not our problem. It's not
most of the
our
time
place to get involved, but our place is.
But have we told him to pump?
Compliance of the system.
Have we told him that he has to pump it? Well, he's using
Well, the system's operation. The design was McKenzie Engineering. He's involved in this too, trying to resolve this with the installer.
I understand you say it's operational, meaning it's functioning, but it's not in compliance.
Not in compliance.
That COC stands for Certificate of Compliance. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
That hasn't been issued, it's not in compliance.
Mhm.
And I don't say that to be like mean, but we need to do what we need to do and uphold our regulations just the same for them as we do everyone else.
Yeah.
And we need to maintain being consistent.
To Arlene's point, should they be on?
Is there something that they should do while they're trying to get into compliance?
Yeah, while they're
Should
not
it be pumping?
Is pumping
Because
required?
he's probably gonna have to go to court to get that guy to pay for the system. And that's
Well,
probably
the
gonna
system,
take a while.
the system is pumped to the system is functioning. The effluent's being pumped to that raised system that's over there. The walls all around and everything, you see the D boxes exposed. Well, that's supposed to be backfilled and inspected. The engineer hasn't done the final inspection. I haven't done the final inspection, so.
Right, the question was, if the system is not in compliance,
What can you do to remedy, to still use it?
what is the solution until a system is brought into compliance in order to keep a business operational? That's the question.
That's the question.
What should they be doing just the same way as other businesses have done in town while they're undergoing a septic repair? And that conversation needs to be had, and I think it should be put on paper, with Town of Hanson Board of Health letterhead and, given to them. And as Peter said, it's not our battle to get involved with the financials of the repair.
Yeah. Their civil suit doesn't negate any public health problem this might cause.
I know, I just can't imagine it wasn't an escrow account. That makes no sense, but I don't know.
So the item on this, the recommended action from the board is that a letter be sent to the owner from the Board of Health, describing the issue and asking for resolution. And as a next step, exploring like possible pumping, a pump schedule. Is that?
All that will be set out in Title V. As far as
however, whatever Title V says.
What the requirements are.
So Bill, can you look at the regulation and see what the requirement is to maintain a system that's out of compliance?
Yeah. Will do. Let's see. No, once I get going again here, the restaurant inspection, we're going back on those again. And, next thing is here. That's all right. So it's only been like 2.5, 3 weeks since our last meeting here. So, excuse me. I guess that's it for now. So, well, Ritter's next week. He's going to the septic system at Ritter's has been completed. Next week he wants to get involved in doing some pump testing. So that's pretty close. So mostly all our big systems and the projects that take up most of my time are pretty, ending now. So. And plus the cold weather shutting down a lot of the construction, we're freeing up stuff. And I think I have, covered pretty much a lot of things.
Okay, well, you can give us an update on that, I guess, at the next meeting.
And also,
there's I was just going to say, are there any other comments, feedback from the board members? Any other discussion items that weren't posted that we want to put on the next agenda? Or,
We put 2 or 3 items onto the next agenda, didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more.
Yeah, scroll.
Was there something about when use boards meeting, something I saw?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm on it.
This just came in actually. Like when I came back from lunch, I saw it.
What does it say?
So we have
With a master plan, they want to get together.
the land use boards, committees, commissions from Hanson Conservation Commission. In accordance with the goals of the recently adopted Town of Hanson Master Plan, the Conservation Commission would like to begin the scheduling process for a joint meeting of the town's land use boards, committees, and commissions. Kindly reply to this memo before February 3rd, 2025 with feasible dates for your board, committee, or commission to attend a joint meeting in March or April 2025.
Any concern with me having been on the master plan steering committee?
No, because your name's on there.
It is on there.
I was like, well, we can get you to go.
Yeah, I can do March.
Now, do we all need to go, or could we send a representative?
See, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know, yeah.
What
I
is
could
it?
do March, I couldn't do April.
It's, they're looking for dates in
April. That should be
it's
right.
like March or April. Yeah.
I will probably go into that meeting.
I'll go.
I
As long as it's
Depends on where it is, when it is.
At what time? Yeah.
March, I don't have a problem, but April, I might be out of town, so.
I'm happy to represent the board.
Okay, so, do we want to respond to this, that
Yeah,
one
Someone will
of
attend.
our members is currently on the master
Steering committee.
plan steering committee? Is that
But if they want,
That's correct.
if they're having a meeting in March, I can go,
Okay.
if they want me.
So you're available in April, you're available in March.
After 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, are they looking to do this on like a Tuesday?
We don't know when they meet.
No idea.
That's the problem.
No idea.
When does that committee typically meet?
Thursdays.
Well,
There's-
it's conservation
You,
asking.
not conservation.
Yeah, well, that's.
And conservation generally meets on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
And
but I
can't
don't
do
know.
Wednesdays.
I can ask them tomorrow, or I can ask Frank when I see him.
And
I
saw him
literally
getting in
only
the
know
elevator.
what's written there.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesdays I'm available too.
I can't do
But I can be
Wednesdays.
there, so.
Good, then I have to go.
What are you guys doing?
I'm happy to help.
Yeah,
So
I
that's-
can't do Wednesdays. That's Wednesdays, and I did see Frank getting on the elevator at 4.
He's here.
He's back?
Yeah, he
The
comes
old
back.
colony group was really helpful with the plan.
The planning council?
Yeah.
They are very good.
She did a wonderful job.
So I guess the response would be that we're open to
Okay.
suggestions.
After 4
Based on the
p.m.
meeting, based
Yeah.
on when the meeting is.
Yeah, I would think it would probably be, like you said,
On a Tuesday or a Wednesday. You're available on Wednesdays or just Tuesdays?
Both, I can be available.
I'm full too.
You're
Tuesdays
both,
and
but you're
I'm
not
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Tuesdays, yes, but not Wednesdays.
Okay. Okay. I will send a response tomorrow.
Thanks, great.
Sure.
I want to see what's going around town.
Got one other item I forgot to talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Gil.
I've had a couple of complaints on people's long hair and beards at Shaw's. I've been over there a couple of
Employees.
times to observe employees, one in the delicatessen.
I was gonna
and
say
one
the
in
deli.
produce. Yes, someone.
Are they not wearing the nets?
Yeah,
They're
they
required?
are now. I spoke to the manager. I've been over there checking it out. The one in produce, he's half and half as far as wearing a beard mask. The one in the deli is wearing a hair and beard mask. I mean, I've had a long beard. This guy in produce, his beard's down to here. And
I think they came in with the pandemic and they should have gone out with it.
you know, so,
But that's just me. I'm stealing your phone, but not on
So you-
purpose.
You responded to the complaints and you had a conversation with the manager to
Yeah.
address it, and it seems as though
it's
been addressed.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. I shop there. I appreciate
And
it.
the transfer station, the compactor that broke down that Saturday, that was fixed that for me.
It wasn't broke.
It
The
was.
day that I was there, it was not broke. It was, he's talking about, I happened to go up to the transfer station and I called him and told him about it. I went up there and I forgot what day it was. I talked to him and what time it was, but when I pulled in, I went up to the third lane, the one that's up on the hill, and the compactor for the trash is on the right-hand side. It was so overfull, I couldn't put my bag of trash in it. And John was over compacting the cardboard. So I had to back up and go into another lane to dump my recycling and trash because, I mean, there were bags, 2 or 3 bags above. It clearly should have been compacted before that, but there was no way if I put my bag on top of it, it wasn't going to end up on the ground because there was no way what was on there was going to get into the compactor.
Was it just
And
an
it wasn't
issue of-
broken. It was just John working.
I was called that Saturday. It was a Saturday when he called me. It was not functioning.
No,
We were there Friday?
I saw it in your report that you put it down. I think it was during the week. I don't think it was a Saturday.
Okay.
Because you were in office. It was Friday.
All right, so we either had an issue of just the attendants being overwhelmed that they couldn't keep up with the
There was only
contact.
one visible, only one attendant visible. He was busy on
Yeah, we'll
the,
adjust
on the,
that. But
he was doing cardboard.
And we also had an issue of maintenance, and they responded quickly when it was called in, and they were out there next business day. That's good. Good. So I'm glad that they got that straightened out with the contact numbers of who they're actually supposed to be contacting.
Do we have a pickup coming tomorrow? Because I think there was only one lane open today. When I went, before I came here.
I mean, I get texts 10 times a day on
Oh, yeah, the first two,
They don't send you the wage slips, do they?
No, they don't.
The board, it is 6:04.
Yep. So, if there's nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.